Government agencies and officials must generally act within the scope of their authority. The Constitution, laws, and regulations establish the limits of that authority. Inspectors are typically given authority by statute or regulation to enforce codes and laws. These codes and laws may be specific to a particular industry or area of regulation. If an inspector requires something that is not explicitly stated in any code or law, it may be considered a violation of constitutional rights if it firstly exceeds the authority granted to the inspector, meaning the inspector must have the legal authority to impose the requirement. Secondly, is arbitrary and capricious, meaning the requirement must be based on a reasonable and rational justification. And thirdly, violates due process, meaning the inspector must provide fair notice and an opportunity to contest the requirement. For example, an inspector cannot require someone to install a specific type of fan if there is no code or law that mandates it, or an inspector cannot require you to paint your house a certain color if there is no ordinance regulating home colors. However, an inspector may be able to require someone to make a repair or correction if it is necessary to comply with the code or law, even if the specific requirement is not explicitly stated in the code or law. If someone believes an inspector is violating their constitutional rights by requiring something not written in code or law, they may have several options. Firstly, request clarification from the inspector by asking for the legal basis for the requirement. Secondly, appeal the requirement by following the appeals process established by the relevant agency or department. Thirdly, file a legal challenge if necessary. Someone can file a lawsuit to challenge the requirement and seek remedies such as an injunction or damages.